Good morning. I am working on posters. My options counselor will be here at 3 o'clock, as I mentioned, and I will talk to you when we're making part 2 of our Alfredo video about what she had to say. Right now I'm making posters. I started actually last night. It's a little different this time because it's a slightly different kind of a month. So, but I am going to go over and put up the last case in 50s February, which is a missing married couple. So let me switch this over. We are at 43 and 268 subscribers respectively. Guys, that's amazing. William and Margaret. Again, they're a missing couple. Missing adults. Pink. Okay. Sometimes the roaster's too big. Sometimes. So I'll have to look for it. There we go. Then you have to use the person's picture instead, which is fine. Okay. That's on its way up. Oh my goodness, that's early. It's only 11, and it's already on its way up. It is a very sunny day. It's only 29 degrees, however, because it's going to snow. We're going to get a significant snowstorm, shall I say? Somewhat significant. Compared to Buddy. Let's go with a border for Buddy. It's going to be significant for this season because we haven't really had any snow this season. We have had 2 inches once. That's about it. It's been warm. I wish I had more choices. I really wish I had more choices. That's kind of cool. Let me try photo frames. difficult when you're looking for a boy, you know? Because you get all these flowery choices for a girl and then very few choices for a boy. It's like he's an 8-year-old boy, you know? He doesn't want flowers. There we go. I like this one. Well, thank you. With the photo frames, you do have to stretch them out so that they fit the entire block. There we go. I'm actually in the process of updating my iPad, and I think it just did. I know. Oh, there we go. Okay. My iPad has been updated. Yep, it has. Okay. To my title text, I always do that in caps. This video really isn't about the poster. It's actually just giving you updates on things. I like that color, but I need it to be bolder. More easy to see. There we go. Perfect. Oops. One thing you can end up doing is what I just did, which is shrinking. Because you can make the thing that you're working on bigger or smaller, excuse me, with your mouse. And just by moving the mouse like that, the trackball on the mouse, and yeah. Page. July 24th, 1925. 4, 1925. U K T O S A. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Let me do this. I use a highlighter. I use a highlighter for a lot of what I do. It's the easiest way for me to keep track. I don't know what it is. Okay, now I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Oops. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. What a name for a place, huh? Okay. I'm going to make sure that I have room for Buddy's picture. Okay. Now, anyway, I am looking forward to this meeting today. So I got up and I'm like, I surely hope that the weather hadn't started yet. Like I said, I will definitely update you. I also have to call my aunt and update her once I get. My aunt is so proud of me, and it's so cool. And it's funny, my other aunt told her I hung up on her. My aunt knows better. She knows she has to call right back. Because of my phone. If she would use my cell phone number, that would not be an issue. And I've told her that a zillion times. And I did tell my aunt that. I told her that. I've told her that before. I don't hang up on you. The phone has issues. And she said, I told her it had to be your phone. You wouldn't just hang up on her. Been telling you that? Been telling you that. I like that. Nice poster. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm up to death. So I'm glad that she's going to be able to be here today to help me get started with the services that I need, you know. Like I said, I'll let you guys know what happens when I see her. When we do the food video, because that will be later. That'll be after she leaves. Excuse me. I'm not tired. I need to vacuum and I need to scrub a couple spots on my carpet. Which will be easy because it's water-based paint. Just have a couple of little dots. No big deal because I actually laid something down. The other thing is, let me turn this so that you can see that I talk about seeing every blemish and flaw. Trust me, you would. If I left it Got 4 to go. Oh, and when I get into the Historical Society this week, I have my bookcase to put together. Well, not put together the bookcase, but put the books on it and stuff. Which means I have to update my book list, which is fine. Goodness. Anyway, I am planning a genealogy video. I have a book, The History of the Town of Sutton. I think every town should have a book like this. It's amazing. Excuse me. It goes street by street and tells you who lived where, when. It's pretty cool. So that's my plan. I'm going to continue to work on these posters. When I'm done, we'll do that genealogy video. This is sort of my daily video. I do a video every day, just sort of updating everything in all areas of my life. And by the way, Barry Windham is recovering from his heart attack. He's still got a long way to go. And of course, I was dreaming about Christopher Daniels. I dream wrestling. I truly do. Excuse me. I'm not going to do any cleaning before she comes, because she already knows I need help with that. So, and my house isn't gross anyway. Excuse me. I have been praying that the Lord will keep everyone safe tomorrow. Like I said, I'll be right here. I will show you what things look like tomorrow when I get up. It's supposed to snow from about 7 o'clock tonight, although they're saying evening commute, which would be a little earlier than that. Be around 4:30-ish. Between 4 and 5, let's put it that way. Actually, maybe between 4 and 6, depending on. When they're talking about commutes, they're talking about commutes from offices and stuff like that, which are typically 9 to 5 jobs, which is for me weird because I didn't grow up in that world. You know, I grew up in the mill and factory world where people worked. Well, I grew up in two worlds, actually. The mill and factory world, where people worked typically 6 to 2. Sometimes, at one point it got changed, and Dad was working 7 to 3. Another time it got changed, and this he hated, by the way. He was working 8 to 4. He flipping hated it. Hated it. He would have rather gone in early in the morning. Hated working 8 to 4. Especially this time of year, because you go in and it's barely light out, you come out and it's dark. Hated it. He was so glad to go back to his 6 to 2. Even 7 to 3 was better than 8 to 4. Factory time. Generally speaking, my father worked 6 to 2. So he would get up at 4:35 o'clock in the morning, get ready to go, and he'd be at work for 6 o'clock before I was ever even up for school. And we would race home. But I also grew up in the medical world with my mother, so she would work hours like 7 to 3, 3 to 11, whatever, you know what I mean? The typical medical hours back then, it's changed, were 7 to 3, 3 to 11, and 11 to 7. Those were the 3 shifts in the medical world. Hospitals, nursing homes. Today it's different. The hospitals, like an emergency room, they literally work 7 to 7. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That is insane. 12-hour shifts in an emergency room? How is that even? That's not even. But I know that from having, unfortunately, been in the emergency room a few times. They work 7 to 7. And then 7 p.m. So it's only 2 shifts. 7 to 7 and then 7 to 7 again. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So it's only 2 shifts now. I said, what the heck happened to 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7? And they said, it's gone bye-bye. Because when I grew up with a mother working in hospitals and nursing homes, those were the shifts. Again, I didn't grow up in an office world where it's 9 to 5, which my father would have absolutely hated. My father liked going in early in the morning. He was a morning person. Even when he wasn't working in the morning, like on weekends and stuff, my father would get up, get his errands done early on a Saturday morning before either one of us were up. Because that's what he did. You know, he automatically got up early. When he was older, he slept more, but that made sense. He was older. And he was sick, which we didn't realize. At any rate, Dad liked his mornings. So, I also grew up where weekends were a thing, you know, to work. I was probably the only kid in my neighborhood because of the jobs, whose dad worked on weekends. My mom worked most weekends when I was little, because she worked in nursing homes. Guess what? You worked weekends. You know, in the medical field, you work weekends. When my mother was working at the computer place, building the computers at Advanced Interconnect, as it was called, she didn't really work weekends. I don't think they were open on weekends. The occasional Saturday, maybe, when she worked full time. But when she went to part time, she worked every evening from 4 to 7, 3 hours a night, Monday through Friday. Which worked out perfectly because my father worked 6 to 2. So he would come home. She would be getting ready for work. We would drop her off. We would come home. Generally speaking, I would have a snack when I came home from school because we wouldn't eat supper until after she got home, after 7 o'clock. So we'd eat supper watching Jeopardy. Thank God for the microwave and the presets, because that helped a lot. Because my father would preset it for like rice pilaf or whatever it was. He would preset it. So we'd pick Mom up and we would come home and it would be done. Because you could preset the microwave. I'm not even trying to do that anymore. To where you could tell it to start cooking at a certain, in a certain length of time. And it would start, so it would be done. You know what I mean? Which was great. Okay. Actually, I only have 3 left because this one isn't getting a poster. What was that? Oh, okay, good. I didn't mess it up. I will show you my posters when I'm done. Just so you can get a preview of them. Like I said, I grew up in a different working world than a lot of people. Excuse me. Not that everybody grows up with office hours, but because even if you work in a school office or in a school, your hours are not 9 to 5. I don't know who works 9 to 5 actually. It just became the standard hours or whatever. Like, because we were talking about commute and we were talking about snow and stuff. Schools, high schools get out at 2, typically, where I'm from. If yours is different, I'm sorry. And little kids get out at 3. Elementary schools get out at 3. And it's funny too because I remember watching an episode of My Two Dads, and she was trying to impress a college boy, and she said something about the 7 to 3 grind. Okay. Except you're in high school. High school gets out at 2. And he knew immediately she was in high school. Okay. Except whoever wrote that hadn't been in high school in a very, very, very long time. If they didn't realize that high school is actually 7:30 to 2. Depending on where you are located, Where I went to high school, we had to be in our homeroom by 7:30. First period started at 7:45, and last period ended at 1:50. Of course, if you were on the handicap bus like I was, you went out 5 minutes early so that you didn't get caught up in all the buses and the handicap van could get the heck out of there. Actually, yeah, 5 minutes early, 1:45. But yeah, 7:45 to 1:50 is typical, and it was about the same at my first high school. Although at my first high school, I don't think, yeah, we went homeroom by 7:30, and little kids actually go in at 8 and come out at 3. Little kids don't even go into school until 8 and get out at 3. So they go at least a half hour after the big kids. There's a reason for that, by the way. Like I said, I don't know about where you live, but where I live, there's a reason for that. And that's because, obviously, they use the same school buses, so they separate the times so that the school buses can drop the big kids off and go back and get the little kids. So, that is why. I was also taught, because I can remember when I was a kid, coming home from school, my cousin had been home for an hour because she was in high school. And I said to my mother, why does she get home so early? She said, well, first of all, she starts a little bit earlier than you do. But the second, it's because a lot of high school kids have jobs, so they let them out earlier. Well, at least that was what they said back then. I don't think that's the thinking anymore. Like I said, I think it just has to do with school buses having to pick up high school and little kids. And it was just easier to send the high school kids to school earlier and pick them up earlier because they're older, so they can handle getting up earlier than the little kids can. Although nowadays the little kids get up early anyway because typically they end up, at daycare at 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. or whatever the devil time it is, which is ridiculous, but I'm not a daycare person. My mother did not believe in that. For the most part, she didn't believe in preschool either, but I needed extra help. I needed physical therapy, so I needed preschool. Still remember in kindergarten, my classroom was on the second floor, lucky me, and I remember the trouble I had walking up the stairs. Oh my gosh. That was after a summer of therapy to be able to do that in preschool. But my legs were so short and everything, and I remember just holding on. I clearly remember the trouble I had, especially in snow boots. Goodness gracious. So, yeah, it was not fun. I hope you enjoyed this life compilation, I guess I'll call it. I like that video. I will be back for another video. I will show you all of the posters, and we will do our genealogy video. I'm going to try to get some of these videos up before my options counselor comes. Since I started nice and early, I should be able to do that. Excuse me. So, I will see you for that. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I mean that sincerely. And please be careful if you're in this storm that's coming. Which I guess got shipped over from Southern California because they had a snowstorm in Southern California. It's one of those things. What you talking about, Willis? You know, well, what? You know, how is that even possible? Ugh. We really need to take care of our world. Anyway, that being said, get everything you need today and stay put tomorrow. Click like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Bye, guys. God bless you.